Welcome back to my YouTube channel, dolls. My name is called 𝘱𝑒giselle. If you're joining me for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoy your time on my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Like I always say in my video, I just thank you guys so much for engaging. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for being here today. Today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys and talking through about how I cleared my hormonal acne. Yes, I did have hormonal acne, even though my skin now looks almost great, but I did suffer myself from hormonal acne, and it's a horrible thing, and I just wanted to share my experience with you. Before I go into today's video, just a disclaimer, I'm not a skin doctor or anything of that sort. Yes, I did study skin as a beauty therapist, and I also worked as a skin therapist, so I had that experience from my journey and doing that, but I'm not a skin doctor. So as always, make sure you do go to see your actual doctor, going to see a dermatologist, someone that specializes in skin, that can give you the advice on what works for your skin. This is just my journey and my experience and what worked for me. So I really hope that you can take that note before we go into the video. So yeah, let's get started with the actual video, guys. So I had acne from around 2014 till like 2016, but I basically had it for like a year, if I can remember. It's been a long time ago, so yeah, it's been a while, but I had it in 2014, and it started out, I didn't even know that it was called hormonal acne, and I had it for a while. I tried so many like drugstore products to tackle like the acne. I didn't understand it, didn't know what it was. I just kept on having a very oily skin, very congested skin, and I'd have like a lot of like build up. And when I used to tone my face after like washing it, it just felt like as if I didn't wash my face. It would just, the cotton pad used to just be like sort of brown, and it was just not really the nicest thing to go through. And I didn't know what was happening. I was having like oily skin, and yeah, it just felt like everything that I was trying to do wasn't working. Before I even went to the doctor, I tried so many things, from boots, I tried masks, I tried face washes, toners, you name it. I tried every single like thing, literally. And that time I used to also eat a lot of like sugars, dairy products, that sort of thing. So like I wouldn't have even known that those things would have caused me to have like my acne. But anyways, guys, I ended up going to the doctor because it was just bugging me, and it was just becoming so much of a problem. And you know, when loads of people can see your acne and people like sort of asking what's wrong with your skin, it's just not a nice feeling, and it just left me feeling very like not very confident, and also just like wanting to always just hide it with makeup. But even when I did put makeup, it just looked worse. The texture of my skin just looked bumpy, rough, and just not a nice sight to look at. I mean, I will insert the picture that I have here of when I had acne. I did have a collection of pictures many years ago, but when I deleted my Snapchat, they went as well. So I managed to save one, so I can show you guys what it looked like. But even the picture doesn't do it justice to what it looked like in person. It was really awful, and my sister saw me going through it. It was nasty, not a nice like thing to go through. So anyways, I went to the doctor, and when I first went to the doctor, the first time I had it, the doctor prescribed Duac Gel, which was like, I think, I don't know whether it's an antibiotic, so don't quote me wrong, but it was like really helpful in sort of drying out the spots. It contains salicylic acid, if I'm not mistaken, and that helped with drying out the spots, and that really worked so great, guys. Like I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have that gel, but I applied it and soon I could just see some difference. The spots were minimizing and all of that. And also when I went on my appointment, the doctor then did tell me that also another thing that can make your that can cause you to have hormonal acne is like having dairy products. He wasn't saying that, you know, that's what it is, but he was just saying that those could be the causes, like diet and all of that, that could cause you from having breakouts. So I really appreciated that info that he gave me, because I didn't know that, you know, having dairy products could cause you to break out. So yeah, I basically used that, went home, and yeah, so I used to use that cream. I think at that time as well, my sister had sort of introduced me to using Dermalogica clearing wash, so I started using that as well, alongside the Duac Gel. So I used to use the cleanser, from Dermalogica, and then I used to use my toner. I forgot what toner it was at that time. Then I used to use the gel at night, and yeah, it just really helped with clearing out everything. I just became so like into skin. I think that's when I started sort of my passion with like being into skin, taking care of my skin, and discovering what that was all about. That's where that passion started to happen. And then yeah, and that was fine for a while, and then it came back again in 2015. And in 2015 I had started actually going for my beauty therapy course, so it was kind of good at that time because I was like learning about skin, and then I was going through this, but it started again. And I had stopped using the Duac obviously after like a year of using it. I'd stopped using that, I'd run out, so I started to have breakouts once again. And also I'd stopped using my clearing wash from Dermalogica because that had finished, so I just decided to go for like something from drugstore that was a bit cheaper, because the Dermalogica clearing wash is a little bit pricey, and I just thought, yeah, I'll just go back to, you know, the normal drugstore, nice and cheap and cheerful. I'm sure it's gone now. And yeah, it just came back worse, and it was just the same process again, guys. It was so depressing. It was so depressing. So I tried to go back to my GP, and I tried to get them to giving me the Duac that I'd used prior, but some GPs are just a bit funny, and because I had changed the GP, it's just a bit difficult sometimes to let them know that I used this worked for me, and all of that kind of stuff. So anyways, they prescribed erthomycin. It's like a liquid gel, and it's an antibiotic, and that's what they prescribed me when I went to the doctors. I think I had to go twice until I actually saw a doctor that was like sort of giving me like sort of like a prescription of some sort. And some of the doctors did advise me to try and go on the pill, but I didn't want to go on the pill, so I opted for having the antibiotic, the gel medication, so that's what I opted to have. And once I started applying that again, guys, it just really helped. It killed like the bacteria or the oil that was breaking through. It just killed it. It obviously took like a bit of time. It didn't happen overnight. It took at least, you know, like a month for me to see a bit of a difference, but I just carried on using that. And then I bought my Dermalogica products, and at that time, like I mentioned, I was studying beauty therapy, so the main products that we used to use in college when we were studying that, we used to use Dermalogica products, so it was actually perfect. So I started to use more of the product, and because we're using them at college, it just made sense for me to actually buy it, and I just chucked away all the other stuff that I was using. So I started using the Dermalogica wash, and then I used to tone with witch hazel. That's what I used to use because I found that witch hazel worked. I know a lot of beauty and skincare gurus will probably like cringe at me saying witch hazel, but that's what worked for me, and I just wanted to use what was working because I didn't want to have the problem. So that's what I started to use alongside the wash. I'd wash in the morning, use the toner, do the same thing in the evening and use the toner. And then I used to use I forgot what moisturizer I used at the time. That I can't remember because it was a long time ago, but I think it must have been something from, I think it was something from Dermalogica, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the skin smoothing cream. That's what I used to use actually, and that was just so easy, like off a routine to keep up to, and I kept doing that. And also around this time I just stopped having dairy altogether because it was causing me to have like lactose and all of that. So it just made sense to just exit and take it out of my it just made sense to take it out of my diet. So I took that out of my diet, and guys, I saw a difference in my skin. I'm not saying that you need to stop having dairy products or whatever. Obviously our bodies are differently. I can't actually have dairy anymore because of lactose, so it wasn't just because of the acne, but I actually have lactose intolerance. Yeah, but yeah guys, I took out dairy out of my diet, and ever since then I've just seen a difference, and I just stuck with that routine. I didn't change it for a while. I just used to do cleanser, toner, moisturize, cleanser, toner, moisturize, and I was just consistent with it. And obviously I also changed my diet in terms of what I was eating. I was eating much more healthier, drinking more water, and I just found that formula to work for me. Obviously it might not work for you, but it worked for me, and the erythromycin was just the best thing that I needed at the time to just kill what was happening deeper into my pores. So that was it made such a difference to my skin, guys. And yeah, that was basically my journey and what I did. I did use loads of things to try and get rid of acne. I used black soap one time, and the black soap used to work, but then it started to sort of cause like an irritation to my face, so I had to take that out. I used so many things, I can't even tell you how many, but I tried everything out of the sun to try and get rid of it. The best thing that I would say is sort of by going to your GP. Get your GP to prescribe you something that works with your skin. Obviously, depending on everyone's acne, it's different. Mine was not as like severe, but it was like bad, but it wasn't as severe. It wasn't like a cystic acne, thank goodness for that. But yeah, that's where I would start off by going to see your doctor, get a prescription if you can, change your diet, be consistent. The biggest thing is consistency, and the other biggest thing if you want to tackle acne is using salicylic acid. That's going to kill the bacteria and basically unclog your pores. That's what's going to help, and it's going to fight all the like nasty things that are happening into your pores. So I highly recommend for you to do that. But start off by going to see a dermatologist, your GP, whichever one. Start off there and just sort of see what is working in terms of your diet, in terms of drinking more water, that kind of stuff. But I understand and I know it's exhausting, it's a depressing thing to go through, but I'm so glad that I just stuck to being consistent and just sort of found what works for me. It doesn't mean that now I don't have like spots or anything like that. I do have spots, but it's not as bad as what it used to be before, because before it used to be covered on my forehead, on my cheeks. It was just not a nice sight to see. So yeah, that's what my journey was, that's what I used. I really hope that obviously this encourages someone out there to sort of like, yeah, I hope it encourages it and makes you feel great, and just gives you ideas of what you can try and implement, obviously. But first point of call is to see a dermatologist. and just get sort of a plan that works for your skin, or products that are going to work specifically for what skin type you have as well. So yeah guys, that was my journey, and to anyone that is going through this, you're not alone. We've all gone through it. And yeah, go into your dermatologist, and yeah, just be consistent with your skincare. That's the best thing that you can ever do. There's no fast. Unfortunately, there's not a fast way of treating acne. It's a journey, and it never fully goes away. Like sometimes you still have certain things, but as long as you can get it to a level where it's not, you know, causing you to feel like, you know, not confident and just not great about yourself, that's where we want it to get to. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video guys. I am going to end it here. Thank you so much guys for tuning in, and I hope this helps someone out there. I'll see you guys in my next one, and take care guys. Bye.